I see after one test defeat and a challenging day at Ahmedabad, my friend Nash here has ditched the India jersey for the first time in this series. And after three tests of absolute chaos, where if you'd blink, you'd miss two wickets. If you take a toilet break, you'd miss five wickets. And if you take a shower, you miss a whole innings. We had a genuine traditional day of Test cricket today, where Australia finished, I'd say, on top. They'd be the happier side, particularly with this partnership going on. Nash, how are you? And talk to me about the day. What do you reckon?
Isn't it boring? Isn't it? Isn't it when the wickets are
It's,
not
it's, it,
falling, when there's nothing happening? Isn't it
I don't
boring?
know what to, I don't know what to do with my life.
It's you have to now sit there and watch cricket for 5 days instead of you could have gone out on the fourth and the fifth day or even the third day with your family. Give some
That's
time,
right.
give some time to your kids and your family. But now you have to sit in front of the
Yep.
TV and watch the game. But all in all, I think Usman Khawaja really well played, and I think the Indian bowlers, for the large part, did bowl well. They kept
Mm.
the runs in check, but there were period where they sort of let the game drift away, and especially with the new ball. I think when the new ball, I don't think the new ball was needed at that time.
Yeah, it's a risk, isn't it? The
Yeah,
runs can flow
absolutely,
from that.
absolutely.
Mm.
It was a big risk at that time. It wasn't needed. Um, and yeah, it just baffled me why they took the new ball because at that point, Akshar Patel was really bowling well, economical. Even the fast bowlers were bowling really well with the old ball.
Mm.
And yeah, and they let the game slip away with the new ball because I think after they took the new ball, it was like Australia scored like 40 runs in the last 5-6 overs, and that really made it Australia's day.
Big credit to Cameron Green. I'm so happy. I'm one of his biggest fans. So happy to see him in the runs and for him to provide that impetus. There's always question marks around Cameron Green about, can he play positively enough? You know what I'm saying? He comes in and he can be a bit stuck and can take time to get going, but he was on the money straight away today. And it was a bit of a tricky situation because Hanscom, goodness me, my anxiety levels were through the roof watching him play seam bowling. But when Hanscom got out, a four down for 170, it was a real risk for Australia there that they could really give the advantage away batting first on a really beautiful batting pitch. But yeah, credit to these guys at the crease now. Excellent partnership of 85 in less than 20 overs. So a really good platform, I think, to build on tomorrow for the
And
Aussies.
and that's what I was hoping. That's what I was hoping when Hanscom got out. I was really hoping for
Yeah,
the Indian bowlers to really capitalize, the Indian fielders to capitalize, and then sort of, get Australia hopefully all out by early morning tomorrow, or
big opportunity
keep
there.
them under 250, which was very much a possibility when Hanscom got out. But you know, to be honest, I have a very biased outlook on this bowling attack and someone like Cam Green and Usman Khawaja scoring runs. I'm not saying that they did not bat well, but what I'm implying is this bowling attack is so good that they shouldn't let batters like Usman Khawaja and Cameron Green, who are not that experienced in these conditions, they should not let these batters get away with runs. And kudos to these batters that they have applied themselves. They have shown that, even though they are inexperienced in these conditions, especially Cameron Green, who hasn't played a lot of cricket in these parts of the world. He really was reading the ball well. He punished the loose balls. He was willing to take the risks, and he came out on top today.
What do you think? Maybe some tiredness from India at the end. Hot day, not much in the pitch, hard work, but potentially. I mean, I don't know if you say Akshar Patel was underbowled again. I don't necessarily think he looked overly threatening, but he was very economical.
I would
Um,
have loved to see Akshar Patel with the new ball, like straight away,
Me
first
too. I was
over,
just
second
about to
over.
say that. I was
Um,
just
he,
about to say that he
yeah, he
might have been
hasn't bowled
effective with that.
exactly. He
Mm.
hasn't bowled a lot with the new ball, and I think the major part of why Akshar Patel was consistent. He was consistent. He always is. He's always economical. But why he wasn't effective today was he did not get a lot of grip off the pitch. He did not get a, his balls
Yeah,
were coming in nicely
yeah,
with the arm, but the real wicket taking ball is the one that goes away, and then the second
yeah.
one that comes back in. So that sort of puts the
Correct.
doubt back in the mind of the batter, and that's the real wicket taking ball.
I thought at times Aksha and the Indian spinners bowled well. If they bowled like they did today on sort of the indoor pitch or the Delhi or Nagpur pitches, they would have bowled Australia out today. I thought the lengths were really good.
Yep.
Um, but I thought India, I thought maybe could have tried to bring the Australian batsmen forward a little bit more, out of the crease a little bit more, few more maybe slower deliveries, try flights it up a little bit more, mix it up a bit. I thought they were consistent with their lines and lengths, but it's a pitch that's asking for you to try get the batsman to do something a bit different. Um, I thought they bowled quick around the 90k an hour
Mm,
mark all day. Maybe try slide up at 85 from time to time. Just
yep.
draw the batsman out of the crease, have fielders in front of the wicket, try different things. So when you talked about before, just India letting it drift a little bit at times, I sort of get what you were talking about. I think the spinners bowled really well,
Yep.
but I think the Aussies were comfortable most of the time with the pace on a slow pitch.
Yep. And one thing I would like to touch on is we have seen, or sorry, going back, one thing I would like to get your thoughts on is why Manas is struggling in these conditions. And we have seen, we have seen over the period of the last four tests, this is the fourth test, he's really getting stuck on the crease, and they showed it in during the test match as well today in the analysis, that he got out 3 or 4 times getting stuck on the crease in this
Yeah,
series. And my mind goes my mind goes back to his pictures of him practicing in his balcony,
yeah,
sort of with putting stuff
yeah,
in front of him, but that has certainly
yeah.
hasn't worked for him today and in this series. And you would have thought by now someone like Manas
Yeah.
would have come up with a solution, but clearly that hasn't worked.
When the ball crashed into the stumps today, I was hoping for that Marnus luck and for the umpire's arm to go for the no
Oh,
ball.
it did cross my mind. It did cross my mind.
It crossed everyone's mind, didn't it? But yeah, I think you're right about the stuck on the crease thing. I was praising Marnus at the end of the third test and saying that his numbers in this series are actually not bad at all. I think he came into the test with an average of 35 for the series. He made a little score in every game so far in difficult batting conditions. So that was so disappointing today. That was a big opportunity for him to get some runs in India, a big score because it's a nice pitch. I think today was just maybe a bit of a nervous start, just 19 balls for three, and then sort of an angled bat, chopping on nothing shot. Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, I think something for him to learn from this tour is yeah, you've got to be fully forward or fully back. You can't be caught on the crease in these conditions. But he's a student of the game, Marnus. He loves the game so much. He'll know that, and he'll work on it. And he'll be very good for this experience, because all the talk of Steve Smith, this could be his last test in India. It's going to be, I think, Marnus in 4 years' time carrying this batting lineup potentially. So a big learning curve for him.
Yeah, look, I think what has happened is both Manas and Smith have struggled. Um, I have some numbers in front
Yeah,
of me.
under par from Smith. Yeah.
Manas has averaged 30.16 and scored 181 runs from 7 innings, and Smith averages 27 for the tour. And that's what I
30 is
mean.
not bad for this series. I
Yep.
will say that. It's not
Yep.
bad
But
when you
that's what I
consider
mean.
the
That's what I
numbers.
mean when I say, Indian batters shouldn't let someone like Uzi Khawaja and Cam Green get away with runs, because that's what's making the difference. Khawaja is averaging 42, and now after this innings, Green's averaging 70. Sorry, not after this innings, still not out, but and then Travis Head is averaging 36. So you have kept Manas and Smith under check, but you have sort of let the other batters score runs. And that that's something I don't expect from this bowling lineup.
I think credit goes to Usman Khawaja. I think he's played well in this series. He had a difficult first test, but the way he's bounced back, I look at his innings at indoor. to score 50 plus in that game. That was game changer. His improvement against spin, he deserves a lot of credit for the manner in which he has improved against spin. Years ago, he wasn't anywhere with his spin. He was really struggling playing away from the body, playing way out in front, leaving big gaps, but he's really tightened that up. So he deserves a hell of a lot of credit in terms of the way he's improved the way he's played, because he has scored runs as well in this series on the challenging pitches.
Yep. And
Cameron Green's a gun player. So I think that guy, I mean, there was a couple of guys who told me on Twitter they're not convinced by him yet, but it's time to get convinced, time to hop on board. This guy is the real deal. I've always said it. And I think India should test him with the short ball though tomorrow. I think he looked a bit uncomfortable with against the short ball in these conditions.
Yeah.
Test him a little bit more with that, and then bring him forward on a good length rather than the half volley. He's very strong on the drive. So I think there's going to be a few things that India discuss overnight about how they tackle the first hour, because it's crucial for them that they don't let these two get away, as you said, because before you know it, they could be 4 for 300 and India chasing the game. Then you don't want that.
Yeah. So
what would you say? What would you say, mate? So what would you say India needs to sort of restrict Australia to for you to feel confident in this first innings?
Anyway,
because I think India will still get some good batting conditions themselves when they come out to bat.
That's true. That's true. I was thinking anywhere between 325, 350 would be ideal for India.
Australia be very disappointed if they get that.
Yeah.
They look at 400. They've got to from this position.
And that's what my next question was going to be is from your point of view, what are you expecting Australia to score tomorrow? And what's the best case scenario for Australia from here on out?
Yeah, I mean, look, from here, no excuses. It's got to be 400. This is a 400 plus pitch. It's a nice surface, very easy pace, not a lot of spin there at the moment. No demons. Got to get 400, because I think the lower order on this surface can contribute. I think I look at Mitchell Starc can contribute. I hope Alex Carey can get some runs. Even Nathan Lyon there with some late order runs too. So, those guys are going to have a role to play. And then hopefully the ball starts turning a little bit more tomorrow. That'll be ideal after the sun baked it for a whole day and it's very dry. So that's best case scenario. 400 plus it's got to be. So these two guys very important in starting the day off well.
Yep.
100%.
Yep. And yeah, so as I was saying, I hope India restricts Australia anywhere between 325, 350, and then bat the whole day and possibly
if they do that,
they'll
they'll be very happy. India, they can win the test match from there.
Absolutely.
325 is well under par.
Yeah. And we'll see what India does tomorrow when we do this again for day 2 review, and hopefully there'll be some exciting things happening, not as today.
But big innings for the India top 6 for sure.
Absolutely,
so
massive
no
innings
excuses for them.
Massive innings for. Otherwise, we still have Akshar Patel, so that's not a problem.
Not if you waste him at 9 like last test.
That's true as well. That's true as well. Anyway, thank you, Charbel. Thank you to all the listeners.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you to all the viewers, and we'll be again doing this day 2. So stay tuned. Keep watching. Subscribe, like, comment, and let us know your feedback in the comments below. Thank you so much. Take care.